Hi, I'm Finn Irwin. I'm the Managing Director of Bodmin Community Interest Company. We've set up a cultural engagement organisation called Bodmin. The idea is to get people engaged in their communities, in the wider community in Bodmin through cultural activity. And culture we define as anything that you do with other people. So eating, going to the theatre, seeing some music, playing sport, going to church, whatever people do with each other, that's culture, and that's what we want more of, and more opportunities for people to do that. So the old library was built, well, it was opened in 1897 by John Passmore Edwards, who paid for it, and it's been a library right up until 2017 when it moved out to Chytre Vale and the building came on the market. We won the tender to turn it into a community arts cafe, and so the plan for the building is that it will be a cafe for lots of people all day, every day, and we want to see book groups, we want to see knitting clubs, language classes, all sorts of things happening within the space. There's a studio space, there are offices, there's a co-working space, the meeting room, so a lot of different people coming into the building. And then in the evening we'll move the chairs out of the way and put the tables out of the way, put chairs in rows, and we can have theatre and music and film screenings, which we're already doing. We've got a whole programme of activity. At the moment, it's almost something every week that's happening in here, and we're just programming the autumn, and it's going to be even busier, which is really exciting. Some really great stuff coming up. We wanted to create a space that would inspire people and would create opportunities to meet different people. So if you've got a graphic designer working in a co-working space, and you've got somebody coming in for a one-to-one with a service provider, and then you've got a group who are doing a book club, and you've got a mum and her child, and suddenly all the demographics in Bodmin have a space where they can be represented and can feel at home. And that's what we're trying to create. So Petrol Sessions came about through a conversation with the new rector down there, and basically looking at that space, which is the largest church in Cornwall after the cathedral. It seats 400 people. There are no pews, so it's all chairs, so it's really flexible. And talking about that space as it was creative, built for the community, built for large numbers of people to come together to share something. And that nowadays it's not really utilised in the same way as it was when it was built back in the 15th century. So I said, well, can we put on a concert there? He said, yes, of course, that sounds brilliant. And so we started. We put on a little concert with some folk music, which had about 50 people. And then we brought This Is the Kit, which we weren't sure whether people would have heard of them, let alone travel for. And we sold out. That was our second gig. And subsequently, then we had Fairport Convention. We had the Cuban Brothers, which was a standing event and was quite bizarre. Because they're b-boys and they're kind of rapping and flashing lights, and it was just, yeah, it was bonkers, but great. And then Penguin Cafe back in March, which was just magic. That really filled the space. And then Holly McNish on Friday, which is, again, something completely different, spoken words, 200 tickets sold. It's going to be fantastic as well.